Okay. And snap! I think I finally got the VC working, guys. Come on in.
Oh wow, this looks cozy. So this is Discord, huh?
Yep. And it's technology not developed by the Sheikah nor Zonai, yet is just as advanced.
That's impressive.
Oh, Link, you. All right. Don't be shy. It's okay.
Hi.
Yeah, that's the spirit, Linky.
Good job, Link. We're proud. So, what exactly are we doing today on this place anyway?
Thought you might ask something like that, Princess. Well, I learned about this app called Tier List Maker and saw that they had our games on there. So, I thought why not rank our past experiences?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I like the sound of that. What about you, Link?
Oh, well,
Why the fuck does he
it
sound
does
like
sound
that?
pretty good. Cool. I already have the tier list up and ready, so we ready Hyrule Warriors.
We're not calling ourselves that.
Well, it sounds cool. So I'm open to retaining that name.
That's 2-1, Princess. Sorry, but we're officially the Hyrule Warriors.
Fine, whatever. But, Link, what's wrong with your microphone? You sounded like a girl, then you sounded like a weird-ass man.
Hold on. Maybe some settings adjustment could work. And done. Okay, try now.
Is this better?
Well, it certainly is.
That's wild for the voice change explanation, but let's get to it, Pura, shall we?
As you command, Princess. First up on our list is the first in our series, The Legend of Zelda.
Oh man, I have so many wild memories from this adventure. But at the same time, I also don't,
Agreed. This game was fantastic for introducing us to the mainstream Nintendo catalog and laid the foundations for future entries.
It has excellent design all round with its top-down visuals. The dungeons were tough but nice as well. Though it being the first, severely limits it in the long term.
Can you tell the editor hasn't played any of these games?
I can certainly agree. It's quite tough, and you have to be quite vigilant to remain alive.
So, should we put this in C tier then?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, The Adventure of Link, otherwise known as Zelda 2.
This was certainly a weird entry in our series. It's a 2D side-scroll, but also has a top-down 2.5D map, and has a lot of elements from an RPG.
I remember hearing that not a lot of people liked this game. And TBH, I don't blame them. I died so many times in this game, and it seems many people have too, as it has quite a steep difficulty curve.
Yes, I found it generally hard to overcome the issues of this game. You have to be very precise with your movements as you play.
That being said, I think the Dark Link boss fight in this game, while not visually anything great, was a pretty good fight and interesting.
Agreed, but I think this game belongs in D tier regardless.
Agreed. While it is interesting to play and is an obscure relic of our past, it has major problems like its difficulty curb, terrible design, weird inconsistency, enemies, its RPG elements and its ancientness make it a hard rock for future or new players. Anyways, next up is the legendary Link to the Past.
Oh man, where to begin? It has solid visuals, a great soundtrack, an awesome story, and is one of the more popular titles in the series.
I hard agree with the princess on this one. I'd add that it had great design and solid dungeons to go along with it.
That being said, my problem with the game is its difficulty and its menu design, which can be quite tedious to navigate, especially during an important boss fight. Even with its great story, it's kinda unmemorable or bland compared to modern standards.
Yeah, I can agree on that too.
Alright, so where are we putting it then?
Well, it'd be blasphemy if we ute this game any lower than an A tier, right?
Yeah, despite its flaws, it's still a great game overall. A tier for me, please.
Okie doke, that's an ice A tier. Next up is Link's Awakening.
Oh, that was the one when I met this nice girl and had to save the island, involving the dreamfish, right? Wonder how they're doing nowadays.
That's cool, Link. You do know they were just dreams, right?
Oh, What's this? Is your highness jealous or something?
What? No, I was just stating there. Never mind. What are the thoughts on this game anyway?
Oh man, well it certainly is limited by its original release being on a regular Game Boy, but it was still a solid time overall. It has a surprisingly engaging story, great pacing, a neat little soundtrack, and might I say, good characters.
I agree with Linky. Though it isn't perfect with its incredibly tedious menu design, the repetitive audio, hardware limitations, and its ending being the "it was all a dream actually" ass moment I've ever seen. Right alongside Mario 2, if you can call it that.
True. I suggest putting it in C tier, alongside our first game.
Alright. And next up is, oh man, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Oh man, where to begin with this one? It's the first open 3D Zelda game. It has stunning visuals for tis time, has incredible replayability, good dungeon design, a grand soundtrack, and an awesome story.
Agreed! I especially love the main gimmick of switching between child and adult links, and how it actually changes the fields in real time.
That being said, there are some flaws with this game, and in my opinion has only 2 words: water, dungeon.
Do not speak of that abomination of a dungeon. But I also agree that it kinda had a slow start, and it could tedious having to constantly switch just to get somewhere else.
I can see that. I'm still gonna put this one in S tier though, as we will get cooked like Spec did for his bad Sonic takes.
Oh, Sonic. Link told me a bit about him. Yeah, let's put this game in S tier and move on.
Sounds like a plan. Anyways, next up is the infamous Majora's Mask. Personally, one of my favorites in the series.
I agree there. It had a dark atmosphere for its time, an incredible story, and a very good premise.
Can agree. The mask changings were also a unique gimmick as well. And come on, we got to admit Fierce Deity Link has aura, right?
Oh, no doubt on that one. It was also impressive because it was only developed in a single year.
If that's the case, then all the more props to the developers for making something like this, even if most of it uses reused assets.
Yeah, my personal flaws is its incredible amount of backtracing, and it's limited to a 3-day-long time limit. It can be easily to lose track and run out of time. I got huge anxiety from that, and has led me to game over several times, forcing me back to the last day and having to do everything all over again.
That did happen to me multiple times. I guess if we're counting it, the 3DS version was a decent remake, and dare I say much better than the 3DS Ocarina of Time.
Agreed then. I shall hereby put it into S tier. Despite its flaws, it's still a well-rounded game, a unique experience, and I highly recommend it to newcomers, presuming they have a N64 or 3DS, just those two. No external sources.
Good save there, Purah.
Oh, shut up. Anyways, next up is Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Bit cheaty with 2 games in one, but whatevs.
Oh, if I'm remembering correctly, these were basically the Pokemon of our franchise. Yeah, no? 2 games split into one, but are overall the same, with minor differences.
That's true. Each had its own little story in their own little words, and I've been told both games were written as intended to be sequels to the other. Now that's impressive writing.
Oracle of Seasons involved changing the seasons at whim, and I must say, it was used quite in a myriad of clever ways. Oracle of Ages instead opted for the time portal route, which in my eyes was a bit lesser.
Apart from that, this game has awesome design, a unique catalog, great soundtrack, and a different premise than normal. But in my opinion, it is severely held back by its hardware limitations, forgettable villains, and just is a forgettable entry into our franchise.
I think it deserves a solid C tier at best, right?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Well, okay then. Next up is Wind Waker. Oh, I'm sorry. Meant to say 4 Swords, I guess.
Oh, this game. This was quite a fantastic time overall. The sprite-based graphics are quite pretty, and its aspect gimmicks of having 4 links with potential for multiplayer action was a splendid time.
That I can agree. However, I don't really have any solid opinions of Riti's game, as I have yet to actually play it.
Oh, man, you should one day. I'll try and install it onto the Sheikah slate.
Well, anyways, Four Swords was released on the GBA, but is often overshadowed by its GameCube counterpart, Four Swords Adventures. If I remember correctly, can't these two games link up via a cable or something?
Not sure. Though one problem I've heard is that this was more of an add-on minigame experience to the GBA version of Link to the Past, and also required more than one Game Boy Advance to actually play.
Well, anyways, I can accept a low B tier at best.
Okay, next up is... oh man, the actual Wind Waker!
Oh, this one. I actually quite like this game, despite its controversial status. It's cute in a good way, and certainly has a unique idea compared to future entiries. That, plus I like riding a boat across the oceans, that's always so fun.
True. I must say the art style for this game was unique and cool. I always love cel-shaded games. It is, however, probably the most kid-friendly of the franchise. Not that's a bad thing, but it turned away a lot of fans from the series.
Yes, that 2000 GameCube trailer that featured a modernized look of Ocarina of Time and became a highly anticipated game, only for Nintendo to turn around and release this instead. It must have hurt back then.
I know it did for me.
Oh, sorry, Link. However, it shall be said that this game was quite slow going from the beginning, had stealth sections which are always a bad time, and was tedious with its navigation system.
So, shall we put it in B tier then?
Yes, that makes the most sense for me.
Wrong
Next
tier.
up is
Damn.
Four Swords Adventures. Wow, this was a certainly unique
Can you
game.
tell the editor hasn't
It was
played
fun
any
in
of
many
these
ways,
games?
but I consider it kinda weak.
One thing I will say is that it's similar to the previous Four Swords in many ways, including its graphic style. It's quite rare to see a 2D game on a modern console nowadays. At least ones look like the GBA.
That I agree with. So, does B tier sound good?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okie dokie, B tier. Next up is the Minish Cap.
Golly, this was quite a fun game when I first played it. It's a neat little adventure with similar visuals as the Four Swords duology.
The namesake of the Minish Cap was also used quite well, and does mostly as it says, shrinks Link down to the size of a twink.
What?
Bars. But yeah, I consider it an underrated game in our series. It's quite a charming little no pun intended game. It mostly took its visual style from Wind Waker, and that can be seen in its expressive sprite work. The whole thing with those little people, who I can't quite remember the name of, was also weirdly charming in certain aspects.
I can say the same thing. But my problem with it came down to how short it felt. The lack of content compared to its GBA predecessors, that damn kinstone mechanic, and kinda repetitive.
True dat. I suggest it gets a mid-C tier.
That's understandable, I hope.
Well, next up is... oh man, Twilight Princess!
One of the best entries in the Zelda franchise and one that perfectly filled the void for a dark-themed Zelda game following the cartoonish Toon Link series.
It had an amazing story, great characters, a great mascot in Midna. The Twilight Zone stuff was well designed and is one of the most influential games in our franchise.
You know, now that I think of it, this came out on year before Sonic Unleashed, and both just happened to have their main characters turn into furries.
Coincidence? I think not.
Well, anyways, this game was amazing and had an incredibly well thought out tone throughout. Zelda's design was her best for the time. The Wolf Link stuff was neatly paced, and that dreaded Ganondorf, dare I say, had a badass design in this.
Aside from his bitch-ass pig form.
Well, anyways, this game was also released on the Nintendo GameCube, but had lower graphics at the expense of better controls.
Yeah, the Wii version, and also the HD remaster, are far superior to the GameCube version. But the controls were definitely an issue on the Wii mainly because of its motion control aspect. While it wasn't terrible, it made it harder to play as much.
Yeah, but else just put it in S tier and quickly move on.
Agreed. Next up is the Phantom Hourglass.
Well, this was something.
This is the Toon Link one, where we sail across the ocean, right? Kinda like a DS Wind Waker.
Sounds about right. Again with the Sonic comparison, the aspects of the map and drawing on it reminds me of Sonic Rush Adventure, which released the same year. Big Blue, you got something to tell us?
Regardless of that, this one was decent. It's quite a cozy little game on your first playthrough, but to me doesn't have that much content or replayability to continuously play it after you beat it, unless you're going for 100%.
Yeah, I agree with the princess. It had its ups and downs, but it overall was kind of a mid-package for me. It's nothing terrible, nor is it anything groundbreaking, but it's a neat little oddball in our expanding franchise.
So where do we suggest it goes then?
I say a low C tier for me.
Okay, next up is Spirit Tracks.
Isn't this the one where Zelda canonically dies?
No, I was merely turned into a ghost, silly. That is also one aspect I'll give it, in that Zelda being your ghost guide was a unique divergence form. The main games where Zelda is, unfortunately, the damsel in distress 90% of the time. Wish I could have got to do more.
Aw, it's okay. You have your time to shine already. We'll get to those in a bit. But since I don't have any opinions on Spirit Tracks, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I liked the train aspect of this HOW game and how it's not about saving the world from Ganon, but rather becoming a train conductor. That makes it unique, and it even got a stage in, as the king would say, Smashy Bros. I would always love trying to make any way for the character to outrun the train.
Oh yeah, that's something I did too.
Yeah, though I will say that this game is mostly forgettable, being mostly remembered because of Smash Bros, and doesn't really have much content to provide a deep dive into the game.
I agree. I would certainly like our free time to be spent doing something like this. But let's put it in C.
Sounds good to me. Okay, thoughts on Skyward Sword?
This was certainly a different spin on the classic Zelda formula. The sky lofts were beautiful. The graphics looked quite nice. It had great characterization, good missions, and overall a solid design.
Also, it supposedly being the first game canonically in our series was really interesting too, as we got to see what Ganondorf was like before, and the origin of the cycle.
Miram was also a unique character, and almost as zesty as some other people I know. But aside from that, I have a few issues with this game. With Tears of the Kingdom, a lot of this game seemed to become contradicted with the lore of the Zonai. It also had that stupid stamina meter that everyone hated, and I've heard people do not like Fi.
If we include it, its HD remaster bogged down this game a lot. It turned an alright game into a slightly less functional mess. And don't get me started on that £60 price.
Price inflation aside, you viewers could probably already see its placement. Yeah, it's in B tier.
Very well. Next up is... Well, anything? Okay, next up is A Link Between Worlds.
Oh, I actually quite like this game. It's a spiritual successor to Link to the Past, and it had a bold premise for a 3DS title.
Yes, I really enjoyed the low-rule aspect of the story, and I've come to appreciate Hilda as a good character, and my equal.
Yeah, plus the 2D aspects of the gameplay as well were neat inclusions, and the art style of Link, which reminds me of some Aztec paintings, was cool.
I think a low B tier shall fight this game.
Agreed! Next up is Triforce Heroes.
Well, like its Four Swords predecessor, this game was quite fun with two other friends. You can utilize teamwork to get across to reach new areas, and most oftenly you could get thrown around like a basketball. It's quite hilarious.
At the same time, it's a frustrating, tedious adventure played solo, and especially with strangers online. Its general lack of direction and content make it not worth playing extensively, and worst part is, you can't even play it online anymore.
Don't remind me. Anyways, not much to be said on this game. How about a low C tier at best?
I can work with that. Almost there. Next up is...
What's there to be said that hasn't been said already? It's a beautiful open-world game full of mysteries and cool fields to play around in. Its ragdoll physics always provides some laughter after a failed game break. It has a peaceful soundtrack. Its story is incredible, and it's just...
perfect!
That I can agree with. It's a groundbreaking game, and there's not much else to be said. There's a reason Espio glazed this game, though I do have problems with its surprising difficulty, its damn stamina meter, and the lack of creativity with the divine beasts.
So, in agreement? S-tier material then?
Oh, absolutely.
I agree as well. Plus, it would be blasphemy to put it any lower. Very well then. Now next up, Tears of the Kingdom.
It was perfect. Perfect. Down to the last minute details.
Okay, Homelander, but yeah, I agree. This was a great extension of Breath of the Wild, and the addition of the Zonai lore, Sky Islands, fuse weapons, and the ability to make whatever you want really pushed this game.
Same. It was originally intended as DLC for Breath of the Wild. But it became so ambitious that it became its own game, similar to Super Mario Galaxy 2.
One thing I've seen a lot of complaints about is its price tag, which makes sense because no game should be that expense. But at the same time, we all got free will, so just don't buy it.
Remaining neutral on that matter, but my other problems I've seen is that it uses a lot of reused assets, which isn't the problem many make it out to be, but it has certainly made it feel less different.
I could argue that since it's in the same world and you still have the assets, why not reuse them?
True.
Yes, and another problem I have comes down to the story. It's incredible for starters, but it's kinda convoluted. So, it takes place 6 years after the Wild, then Zelda gets transported back 10,000 years and becomes a dragon, only for another Zelda to be there 100 years ago and stop the calamity, presumably becoming the Zelda we save in Breath of the Wild. But then 6 years later, that would happen again. And after 1,0,0,0,0 years, we would save Zelda from being a dragon, but she already existed 100 years ago, and it's presumably the same Zelda as the one before. So, how does that work? Are there multiple coexisting Zeldas?
Okay, Linky, you can take 5. I don't think Nintendo had thought it out either.
Multiple me's?
What was that, Princess?
Nothing. Where do we place this in the tier list now?
I'd suggest nothing lower than an A tier. It doesn't quite reach the heights of BOTW, but is still a fantastic game overall.
Agreed.
All right then, what's next? Yes, Echoes of Wisdom. I must say, I do enjoy this game. It's got a cute art style, returns us to the classic formula after the Wild games, and features a playable Zelda as the main character. What's not to like?
Thank you, Pura.
Isn't this the one where I need to be saved?
That's correct, and is partially a reason why I like this game. It's quite a breath of fresh air compared to the Link-centric focus throughout the entire series, and much better than those others.
It has its flaws like its mechanics and terrible menu design, but is overall a neat package.
In that case, a B tier then.
Yes, I agree. Now next up is the Link's Awakening HD remake. Honestly, not much to say about this one.
Yeah, my opinion owes more or less similar to my opinion about the OG and DX versions. I'd say put it alongside Echoes of Wisdom.
Can do. Next up is Cadence of Hyrule. Does this really count?
Sounds good to me.
Next up is...
What the fuck?
Genanuli, what the fuck was this?
It was an old CDI game, I believe, originally intended to release in 1993 but got pushed so far back to 1996 that nobody seemed to want to work on it. A YouTuber named Shari5 has a rundown of the game's development on his channel.
Yeah, this game was freaky. It had live-action characters, a strangely rotoscoped art style, burning amounts of realism, extremely confusing gameplay, and tedious boredom.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to believe this is one of the worst of our franchise. Thankfully, it appears that fans are somewhat remaking the game and it looks good.
Oops, best not say that when we're Nintendo characters. You'll know what they'll do to us and them if we mention it.
Oh, my bad. Anyways, as the Tematoa PNG guy said, this shit belongs in G tier.
Agreed. Anyways, Wand of Gamelon was next.
The one with my voice. Damn! The only reason why anybody even remotely knows of these games' existence is through the YTPs of the cutscenes. Morshu only has 2 lines in the whole game, Yet they've managed to make him sentence mix the entire Bible page for page.
That's truly wild. But other than YTPs, this game is terrible. It's got bad direction, tedious gameplay, bad controls, stale animation, and hilariously bad voice acting.
I wonder what Ganon's up to.
Yep, I can also extend that for my own game, Wand of Gamelon.
Yeah, I just remembered I swapped the titles of Link's and Zelda's games around. The Faces of Evil was its actual name. Sorry, chat, te.
Agree. Whilst it's slightly better, at least to me, than Faces of Evil, it's really carried over the exact same problems as it.
I'd say put it next to Faces of Evil, but above it. Anyways, now that that's over, how we feeling about Hyrule Warriors?
Oh, that Dynasty Warriors game. I thought it was pretty epic, and a unique experience for a Zelda title. The Switch version is obviously the best, but I wouldn't put off the Wii U or 3DS versions either. It's got an incredible character roster, awesome soundtrack, good combat, and a neat story.
However, I will say that it gets quite repetitive as most of the levels have you doing the same thing over and over again, though I guess the upgrades make it kinda worth it.
Yeah, I can agree on that. I'd even say the same extends to Age of Calamity and Age of Imprisonment, which is not on here. I'd rank Age of Calamity higher than Hyrule Warriors, because it at least gives a great insight to what happened before the Calamity. Well, it would've.
Oh yeah, but that BMO-looking ass ruined it.
Yeah, my problems are similar to OG Hyrule Warriors, but one aspect that kinda ruined this game was its time travel element. This game is essentially non-canon now, and it could have served as a great prequel to Breath of the Wild, but the hero had to win in the end. Even if it was cool to see, it was still kinda bullshit.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I do hope sometime we can see that Guardian guy again. Seems kinda off to have him here then just rid of him entirely.
So this can go in a tier then.
Sounds good to me.
And that's a wrap. Whew. How we feeling about this first vid?
It was interesting. I hope the people enjoyed it enough.
Well, just wait and see. You'll know then. Also, hold on, let me adjust.
Hey!
Sorry, but I wasn't going to allow the CDI games to be on the same level as a functional, harmless railroad shooter.
Should have thought of that earlier, bitch-ass. But
Kill
regardless,
yourself.
I thought this was a solid tier list and is completely 100% objective.
Yep, totally. But, now what?
We'll gotta sell out real quick. Perhaps if you're here, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Or feel free to dislike it. We can't see that anymore.
And check out our other videos. Maybe in the future we could do more of the Hyrule Discord server.
I sure would like to. This has been an interesting experience for me.
Well, that's a wrap, Hyrule Warriors. I'ma go grab some hearty durians real quick.
I'll get back to studying on that Lord of the Mountain legend I've been hearing about.
I'ma also go bomb some Dagongos.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Hopefully see ya later, chat.